Congratulations for reaching this video. In next few minutes, you are going to discover an effective urban government application for property tax assessment using geospatial data integrated with the LIDAR data to find revenue leakages and enhance the collection. The suggested property tax assessment solution is a universal method and can be implemented in any geography of the world. However, for pilot purpose, Indian secondary data has been referred. The presentation incorporates views on present scenarios in growing Indian cities, challenges in the property tax assessment, present solutions and methodology in brief. I shall try to highlight upon improved property tax assessment solution, its advantages, challenges and proposed remedies. Property tax is a single key tax collected by urban government to provide various services to its citizens. Property tax is possibly the most important revenue source for local government in much of the developing and developed world. At the same time, it is also grossly underused source amongst the family of the taxes. For international comparison, a factor that is a ratio of property tax collected to country's gross domestic product is used. This ratio is 0.23% for India. For developing country, it is 0.60%. For transitional economies, it is 0.68%, and for other developing and developed nations, it is 1.04%. NIPFP is a National Institute of Public Finance and Policy is an Indian agency which conducts research on public finance. According to their report, Indian annual property tax revenue is around 94.25 billion rupees. However, the property tax potential is around 320 billion rupees. Let us understand how we can make a difference in future. Actual property tax revenue falls short of its potential on account of four major parameters like weak coverage, that is a poor reach. Second is low collection from a limited reach. Third is undervaluation of the property tax. There is usually a heavy impedance to enhance the property tax and old calculation continues for decade. And the last one is outdated tax calculation method. During this presentation, we will focus upon weak coverage and low collection. Let us understand property tax assessment process. There are three key input methods. First is as per the completion certificate or first survey. Records are generated on the first survey of the property. It includes all new constructions requiring acceptance certificate from urban body to avail various urban utilities. Self-assessment. God-fearing people inform urban authorities in case they make any changes in their property. Third and the most important one is inspection through property tax inspector. Inspectors are supposed to survey the properties regularly to inspect and register changes in the property compared to the recorded document. This is the weakest link with multiple loophole. Let us understand their challenges in detail. First one is rapidly growing cities. In India, cities have grown more than 68% in the last decade, but the staff provided for property tax assessment is very minimal. This sample data from one of the city area in India shows astonishing changes compared to the decade-old geography. However, increase in urban staff is very less. In most of the cities, the property survey has not been conducted for decades. There are limited mechanisms to record modification in the existing properties. Record remains unchanged in the data bank, overlooked for longer time. Only the minimal application and document received by the ward officer get registered with the snail pace. Most of the recorded and documented development is due to the development of virgin area. Lengthy procedure is one of the reasons for inertness. In most of the cases, field officer may get transferred by the time his findings get registered in the urban administration. there are limited incentive schemes for good and sincere officer. Political influence is one of the key factors for non-regularization and inspection of urban records. The field officer is under constant fear of getting transferred by politicians to difficult terrain. Power pressure, that is either muscle power or money power, are the key influencing factors. It imposes life threat to officer and his family members. On the other side, nothing changes in the system if officer does not record the changes in the property. Generally, no review takes place unless record gets unearthed and highlighted by media. Against all this odds, if officer registers any encroachment and act towards the demolition of extended or modified property, he gets beaten up. We have lots of such cases getting registered in newspaper. It is equally difficult to conclude on encroachment as culprits go to court, which may take on an average 4 to 8 years for the judgment. So, in summary, the challenges are fast growing Indian cities with limited manpower, unprotected officer, various power pressures like political, muscle, money, no periodic survey, and lengthy administrative procedures. Let us take a look at a present assessment solution. Conventional system, that is, in which the urban record are so-called digitized and stored in conventional digital database format, may be Excel or DB2. Second, digital records generated by urban bodies are shared with the third party vendor with the responsibility to generate the bill as per the urban record, dispatch those bills to the citizen, and keep account of the revenue collected for urban body. As a part of e-governance solution, some of the ULBs have developed online system for property tax bill assessment. Citizens can visit support center, they can review the status of the property, they can see the property tax bill, pay online or through the bank and get the online receipt. Present advanced solution is GIS based mapping and property tax assessment. Geospatial data enables administrator for informative map generation on the various property fields like type of property, its use, billing and collection status, and others. In this image, we can integrate urban record with properties geospatial location. We can create thematic map on the selected attribute to display geospatial data for dashboard review. Attribute layer-wise review is also possible. Images can be attached to the property polygon in CAD map. It is possible that after multiple image display, some of the properties may look alike. There is a possibility of human error while integrating the images to the map data. Although GIS mapping solution is a present advanced solution for property tax mapping, it has some limitations like map interpretation. Very few common people and citizens can interpret CAD map correctly as it is a symbolic representation of reality. Second is data validation. Buildings are represented by polygons which may look alike on the CAD map. However, the reality may be different. Images can be attached. However, there is a possibility of a human error in integration, so strict QC is required. In this example, a newly developed properties next to the existing building may not be visible from the satellite image and may get missed while conducting the field survey. Project execution. Standard GIS project execution takes longer time. For example, for Class B city in India having 75 square kilometer area, approximately 150,000 properties may take more than 1.5 years. By the time project goes live, the first surveyed property may undergo the changes and it leads to the data redundancy. Primary analysis. It requires many efforts to find under-assessed properties like mismatch in number of floors, area amalgamation for commercial and residential use, fewer occupant in urban record than reality, Change of use. Unless specified in survey parameters, it is very difficult to find change of use like residential use converted for commercial one, reserve plot used for beneficial activity, commercial setup on exempted plot. It requires extra survey efforts and increases the project cost and time. This illustrates that there is a need to enhance the present property tax assessment solution. We can radically improve the assessment system by integrating 360-degree panoramic street view data with GIS-based mapping solution for property tax assessment. Let us understand details of new method in the next part of this video. Thank you for your time and wish you a good day.